Salutations, my crustaceans! Welcome back to SimpleCraft, a series where I teach you how to make beautiful builds using really simple techniques. Builds like this one right behind you. And this one. And this one. Let's get started. Alright, since this is going to be about making path decorations, I figured I'd take just a second to show you how I make my path. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick our palette that we're going to use, and I'm going to use dirt path, spruce planks, cobblestone, and coarse dirt, since this is going to be more like a farm path, since we're doing like farm decor on the side. So we're just going to go in the direction that you want, and then we're just going to go randomly with our paths, just going back and forth, trying not to be very patterned, and creating something like that. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our next block that we want to have, and we're going to go through. And like this. It's pretty much doing the exact same thing in about the exact same way. We're going fairly heavy on that. Then we're going to go do the next one that I want. I want there to be spruce next. We're going to go through, and we're just going to go a little bit lighter each and every time we do this. Just not quite spamming quite as much. And then I'll come through with my cobblestone. This is probably going to be a little bit more precise. That way I can get my path looking the right width that I want it to be. And we're just going to do something like that. And there you go. And there you go. We have a pretty decently textured path. Now we just need to decorate it. First though, if you're really having trouble texturing your paths, let me break it down into this really simple technique that I've figured out. So the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to create a straight path. And I'm just going to fill every single block in with my dirt path, because that's what I want it to be. So now I have 10 long by 3 wide, meaning this is 30 blocks in total. So what we're going to do is with our palette here, we're going to do what I call the 40-30-20-10 rule. You're going to make the main block 40% of the blocks in that path. Then you're going to do your second block and make it 30% of the blocks in that path. Your third block is going to be 20% of the blocks in that path. And then your last block is going to be 10% of the blocks in the path. So essentially what that means is in our path of 30, there will be 12 of these, there will be 9 of these, there will be 6 of these, and there will be 3 of these. So that's what we're going to do. Since I already have these laid out, I don't have to put down 12. They're already there. There will naturally be 12 when I am done. So we just need to do our 30%, which is going to be 9. And so I'm going to spread that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I have 9 of those in. We'll come back this way. We're going to do our 20%, which is 6. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, just making sure to be random with no patterns. And then the very last one is going to be our 10%, which is going to be 3. So 1, 2, 3. Just making them spread out like this, and it makes a really nice texture and really keeps with the feel that you're going for. I kind of did a little bit more than that over here because I was filling in with the last block. However, you know, it's not a set in stone rule. So with our path made, let's move on to the decor I showed you. But first, let's spruce it up a little bit. With your bushes and fences, you're just going to be placing them kind of randomly. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be anything the same or crazy. Just place them down. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Just go crazy. Place some fences down. Again, randomly. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to really even make sense. Doesn't even have to be near the road, and yet somehow it works. So let's make our first cart design. We'll go ahead and place our trapdoor down there. Trapdoor down there. The trapdoor at the top in between the two. We're going to place a trapdoor on top facing that way. We will put our fence in like so. Place our spruce signs on the side. You know, this doesn't make a half bad chair design. But then you get to here and you have this little cart. It's nothing fancy, but I think it works well. Alright, so our next one will be the pumpkin cart. So you're just going to find a spot where you want the pumpkin to be. Place it in like so, like so. You go ahead and put a composter over top. Place your piston right there. Button on the piston, push it down. Break those. You have this here. You put the grindstone right there. And your fence gate right there. And you have a little pumpkin cart. Now, let me show you how to make it to where it pops up. So all you're going to do for that is you're going to put a piston underneath of this. We're going to place redstone here. Then you can put the redstone like wherever you want. I'm going to put it here and here. Okay, you actually need to have it just going in one direction. Like that. And then we'll place that on top so that when you walk by, boop, it pops up and it scares them. Let's move on to our final one. This one's also going to use the trapdoor technique. This one's also gonna use the pressure plate, jeez, technique as before. It's just gonna be a little bit different because we're using the creeper head. Place it wherever you'd like. We're gonna put it right about here. You're gonna dig down 3 for this one. Place a sticky piston, and then in any slab on top of that, you'll then place your armor stand so that it sits on top of it. Place your creeper head on top. Then we're gonna do the same trick to push the composter back down on top of this. Now it's on top. Now take whatever you want to fill it up, and just fill it up as long as it's at least over the head. You are good to go. We'll go ahead and dig down to here like we did before. Now I'm going to show you how to make this bedrock friendly too. So we're actually going to go ahead and drop this one down one and put this one here. And just to get it on the path, we'll knock it over here as well. Go ahead and slap your trapdoor. Go ahead and slap your pressure plate on right there. Cover everything back up. And now when you walk over, it pops up. Now, with the way I set up the redstone on this should be bedrock friendly. Now, I am not a bedrock expert, so don't come at me. So there you have it, guys. Just a couple of path details that you can put in. If you learned something, leave a like on this video. And be sure to subscribe so you can see when more of these come out. Thanks again, y'all, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Salutations, my constrations.